The vibes were high today at Halas Hall, according to multiple reports, as the entire Chicago Bears roster was in attendance and firing on all cylinders. The monster of the Midway, in fact, looked to be back after an impressive showing by the secondary and linebacker room, according to reports, and we even got to see what Montez Sweat and his crew are up to as well, which this defensive line unit might be more dangerous than we think. But do not go sleeping on this offense talking just about the defense. For a group that has a new quarterback, new running back, two new wide receivers that are both wide receiver ones, a new tight end too, and essentially an entirely new playbook thanks to Shane Waldron, they are doing a lot better than many people think. And we do have to tamper expectations a bit because Caleb Williams is a rookie. We do have a new playbook. We have a ton of new guys. But they're firing pretty darn good out of the gate for a unit in that situation. And this team is going to be special. And though it's just camp, we are less than 100 days away from being back, baby. And I can't wait to hit on more. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today was a perfect attendance day for the Chicago Bears, which is always a good sign of things. And I'm going to run through the highlights of today of the first minicamp on June 4th, 2024 at Halas Hall. And there was good and there was bad from today, but you can't be good if there isn't bad beforehand. And I'm happy we're getting the growing pains out now because this team is destined for greatness. I am super excited to go over it today. Now, before I begin today's show, throw a bear down in the comment section below and where you're watching from in today's comments, along with smashing that like button if you're happy to see that this team is already firing on all cylinders from a great offseason. It's an exciting time, guys. I don't want to hear it's just camp because Ryan Poles said it's going to be very tough to make this team this year, and a lot less guys are feeling safe, quote unquote. So camp is going to be electric, along with already being on Hard Knocks. I can't wait, and you shouldn't either. So going into the defense today, which I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, Nick, why aren't you in the studio today? I'm actually international again, covering the Bears for you guys today. So thank you very much for tuning in. I know it's not usually my same posting time, and I'm going to try to stay on top of things for you guys while I'm out of the country, but I'm back later this week, so super excited about that. But let's go into that defense. Just quickly going over things, the unit finished the last 8 games of the 2023-2024 season nearly top 3 in every positive category that you want your defense to be in. And that was really led by the secondary, who has been playing out of their minds and making things really difficult for Caleb Williams at camp. And on top of it, they were the top unit last year, banged up. They're healthy right now. So they have rust on them, and they're already playing at a higher level than they were last year. So all things are looking really good in the direction for the Chicago Bears. Nothing was getting past anyone today. Teams are literally going to have to game plan to not throw against this defense. And considering how good our linebacker rooms is and how the defensive line is looking so far, I don't know how anyone's going to get any yards against this team. Like, this team could be one of those great defenses that Chicago always ends up having that we remember for a long time. I mean, we averaged 1 interception per game in the last 10 games of the season last year. I think they're going to do it again. And that happened today. You know, Kevin Byard, our newest safety who replaced Eddie Jackson, who, by the way, was a really underappreciated signing this past year, had an interception today in the 2-minute drill, a crucial moment to change the momentum in this offense struggle, which I'll get to in a little bit. But it's nice to see that already the new guys, kids on the block, are doing a great job in their starting roles, making things happen and being a solid part of this team already. A good leader as well, and it was a nice interception, I guess. Very contested, hard play to make. He made it with ease, though, and was able to show off that veteran leadership and that Pro Bowl ability that he had while he was with Philadelphia and in Tennessee. Now, the defensive line, though, apparently, according to reports, looked hot as well. They didn't want to get a lot of footage on it. It looks like mainly the main focus of footage today that I was able to obtain across the internet was the fact that the defensive line was not the focus of that. But they spoke about it really highly in the press conference. Montez Sweat, who was there today, did not fully participate. He was just in individual drills. But he knows that he does not need to be out there because he's a $25 million man. And on top of it, he wants to see what these other guys can do. Sweat did actually help Austin Booker. He helped out DeMarcus Walker. He helped out a lot of these guys. Be more of a mentor and a coach today, but be ready to jump in there if he had to show somebody a move. but he talked very highly of Austin Booker today. He even said in his presser that, quote, Austin Booker is going to be special. He's built like an ideal edge, and he's got what it takes, unquote. And that's a pretty darn big compliment from a guy who was a Pro Bowl edge last year, clearly knows what he's doing. You know, Austin Booker has worked with Max Crosby this offseason, and now Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker. So overall, the defensive line is looking really good as well. There wasn't really too many reports today on the linebacker unit. I mean, I guess they had a good day today. I mean, when you have Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn, you're going to have a really good day. So overall, I like what I've seen so far from a report standpoint. It sounds like this team was doing really good. And they were 100% healthy, which is great. That's what I love to hear too. So just wanted to put that out there. Going over to the offensive side of the things, we got to see Keenan Allen for the first time at practice today because he wasn't at voluntary OTAs. Obviously, he's not going to be at minicamp either. But it was super exciting to watch to see not only good he is, but how the rest of the wide receiver room is. So Allen is coming off his 6 of 6 Pro Bowl seasons in the last 7 years with over 1,000 receiving yards for the Chargers in only 13 games. He's going to cause defenses to game plan around him, and you have 2 other top 10 wide receivers arguably on this roster right now. So Keenan Allen's either going to get open or he's going to open up opportunities for everybody else. So overall, this wide receiver room is looking really good, especially led by him. Then you had DJ Moore, who was making plays for himself today. We got to see him making it look easy going behind the back pretty much to grab a pass because he overshot the play because of his speed. But overall, his footwork looks great. His catching looks great. And that's dangerous for this unit as well because, again, you have Keenan Allen and now Odunze, who I'll get to in a second. But DJ Moore already looks in midseason form. He's wide receiver 1 by far. He's the leader of the group. And, yes, there's no pads right now. But the footwork itself and the catching ability is top-notch, and I'm really excited to see what he does as a leader for this team. And also, I think that he's going to have another huge season. He had 1,300 yards last year with inconsistent quarterback play and still 1,300 yards, absolute Pro Bowl snuff. But that's what's going to help a guy named Odunze, the rookie that we took at number 9, who is already looking 100%. Dude is a fast healer, apparently, considering we were all freaking out 3 weeks ago about his hamstring. Doesn't look like he's having that problem. So you have Odunze, you have Keenan Allen, you have DJ Moore. And those guys all together last year from just a receiving yard perspective was over 3,800 yards of offense. And those were for their respective teams and their leagues. Obviously, Rome was in college. The other 2 were in the NFL. But imagine what they're all 3 are going to do together with a guy like Caleb Williams, with a playbook like Shane Waldron, with tight ends like Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett. This offense is going to be so dangerous, and they're showing that off in practice right now. A few other notes from today, the good and the bad. 7-on-7 was no problem for every single level so the first string, second string, and third string. They flowed at all levels, so 7-on-7 was good for the offense. 11-on-11 was good till it became the 2-minute drill. Every single level fell apart. That's something you obviously don't want to hear. That's something you get out during practice. But it's good, though, because this defense is making the offense better. They have to play better in order to go against this defense. And how good this defense is, obviously, is showing that things are going to be getting better and better as camp goes on. Guys are going to be competing harder. So it's the first day of minicamp, too, guys. First time the full team is together overall, but I'm happy to hear that 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 went really well. Now, before I get into highlights on Caleb Williams, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Freshie Organic Tequila Seltzer. Massive deals across the Chicagoland area going on right now, and potentially where you are too. Hit that Freshie finder in the description below to find Freshie near you, and put your comments in the comment section below what you think about Freshie. So Caleb Williams, like I said, did solid in the 7-on-7 drills according to reports, which is good to hear, and he did pretty good in the 11-on-11 to start. But when it got to the 2-minute drill, things got tough. And that's okay because he needs to learn this tough situation. He needs to learn what it's like to go against a top defense in the NFL. And luckily, he has that on the practice field for him every single time. So he looks very comfortable when throwing. He looks very throwing with ease, accurate. What he should be doing without pads and without pressure, he's doing it 10 out of 10. But the 2-minute drill, obviously, he's a competitor. And Cole Kmet actually even talked about that they were at Top Golf this past weekend, probably in Schaumburg till about 1 in the morning, way past hours because Caleb Williams wanted to win. He had to find ways to win. He did everything he could in order to get better. So overall, excited to hear about that. And other highlights from today, they're keeping things quiet, it seems like. I mean, the Bears will definitely post a video probably later tonight, which I won't have in time in order to post because I have to go to more meetings today, but I wanted to get this in during my break. But from a highlight standpoint, the Bears look good, what they have. But again, my biggest highlight, no injuries today. And that's big. It's the first day. Usually I feel like the Bears always have bad luck. There's always one person who gets hurt, but not this time around, which I'm very excited to hear and say to you guys. So things are off to a good start. Hopefully they're all stretching. They're getting water in them. I've heard it was a little hotter in Chicago today, so hopefully they get what they need. But overall, it was a pretty good day to be a Chicago Bear and a Chicago Bears fan. I like to hear the defense is challenging Williams. I think it's a good thing overall for the team because Williams is a different type of quarterback that they're used to, and the defense is a different type of defense, way better level than Williams is used to as well. So the two are going to make each other better. Williams is learning, and like he said, ears are open, mouth is shut, and he wants to learn this game in the NFL. So super excited about that. But that's the highlights from today, from day one of minicamp. Thank you for everybody for tuning in this episode of Just Another Your Chicago Bears. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And throw your bear down in the comment section below. But with that, thank you guys for tuning in this episode as always, and bear down, baby.